The Buddha sat beneath the Bodhi tree, surrounded by disciples yearning for wisdom on life, impermanence, and peaceful farewells. Life is impermanent. As the rising and setting sun, the Buddha said, his voice gentle yet profound and resonant. The disciples listened closely, their hearts open to the teachings that carried the weight of serenity and compassionate understanding. A farmer approached, his face weathered by years of labor, seeking answers to ease his fears of life's inevitable end. Master, I toil in the fields every day, yet my heart trembles at the thought of departing this world, he confessed. The Buddha, with infinite patience, gestured toward a lotus flower blooming gracefully, rooted in the mud beneath its delicate form. Instead, it sharpens their resentment, their grip tighter, their wills more stubborn. Indeed, the Buddha replied, his voice measured and soothing. The source of strife lies in clinging to desires unyielding. The Buddha continued, do not cling to fear. Embrace each moment, for the transience of life enhances its profound significance. A disciple, younger than the rest, spoke hesitantly, asking how attachment could be abandoned when love ties hearts so deeply together. The Buddha acknowledged this deeply human dilemma, saying, to love is noble, yet attachment must transform into understanding and selfless compassion. He shared the story of a king who grieved over his queen's passing, unable to let go of memories that haunted him. The king, consumed by sorrow, found peace when he recognized their union as a chapter that nourished his future. Understanding, the disciples marveled at the wisdom woven into the parables, finding solace in the idea of cherishing without clinging too tightly. A merchant, burdened by his material wealth, asked how one might live freely without regret for possessions accumulated over many years. The pebble tossed into the stream creates ripples far-reaching, yet it sinks, becoming part of a greater existence, Buddha explained. The merchant reflected deeply, understanding that acts of generosity could transform wealth into enduring kindness rather than fleeting worldly attachments. A widow came forward, her face shadowed with sorrow, asking how peace could be found after losing someone dearly loved. Precisely, Ananda, desire distorts vision, binding hearts to objects beyond their control, deepening conflict where unity might flourish. A young child approached timidly, offering a single flower and asking how simplicity could hold meaning in a transient life. The Buddha smiled warmly, accepting the gift, saying, the simplicity of a single act can ripple through time, touching countless hearts. Ananda visualized the scene, the pond's still surface broken by struggle, ripples spreading outward into waters once peaceful. The swans disturb the pond, stirring sediment that clouds its depths, causing all fish to flee to distant, murky refuge. Ananda felt the meaning rising within him, like sunlight breaking through clouds, illuminating hidden truths of shared existence. But, continued the Buddha, should the swans wait, the pond clears, and fish return, nourishing them without struggle or contention. The Buddha remained beneath the tree, a serene presence embodying acceptance and compassion that transcended the boundaries of time and space. Farewells, he reminded them, are but transitions in the vast journey of existence, illuminated by the light of inner peace. Another day, under the shade of a large tree, the Buddha addressed his disciples, who yearned for further enlightenment. Life flows like a stream, and we are the pebbles shaping its ripples, the Buddha began. His tone calm, a disciple stepped forward, asking, Master, how can we ensure our actions leave ripples of harmony and wisdom in this life? The Buddha gazed at the stream nearby, its water sparkling in the sun, and spoke, observe how water embraces all. He continued, the stream does not resist the pebble, it carries the ripple outward, connecting with everything in its path. The disciples marveled at this simple yet profound truth, realizing that every action radiates, influencing more than what is immediately visible. A woman carrying her child approached, her face weary with worry, and asked, "Master, how do I guide my child peacefully?" The Buddha smiled warmly and replied, "Plant seeds of kindness and wisdom, for the ripples of these virtues will endure forever." He shared the story of a gardener who lovingly tended his plants. Though he knew he might not see them bloom, the gardener understood that nurturing life is its own reward. The future inherits what is cultivated with intention today, Buddha explained. Fellow traders, strife robs us of prosperity. Let us share abundance, not deepen discord, and let peace guide our endeavors. Another day, the brothers found themselves invited by the Buddha to a serene bamboo grove. Its atmosphere tranquil and divine. The gentle rustling of bamboo leaves echoed softly, as if whispering secrets of unity to all who entered. The disciples reflected on these teachings, understanding that their actions, however small, contributed to the vast web of interconnected life. A scholar present questioned, "How can one overcome doubt and act decisively, knowing that every ripple could carry unforeseen consequences?" The Buddha acknowledged the question and replied, "Act with pure intention and clarity of heart, and trust the stream to flow naturally." He narrated the parable of a potter shaping clay, who balanced firmness and gentleness to create vessels of strength and beauty. The potter's trust in his skill mirrored trust in the stream's wisdom. "Let your intentions align with universal harmony," he explained. The Buddha gestured for the king to sit, his presence as calm as the still waters reflecting the sky's expanse. Devapala, when the river flows unchecked, does it bring nourishment to the valley or does it overwhelm and destroy? The king thought deeply, his mind turning to the floods that ravaged crops while rivers untamed surged beyond their boundaries. "Do not fear the vastness of the stream," he concluded, "for each ripple contributes to the story of existence itself." A merchant seeking absolution confessed to unethical actions and asked, "Master, can ripples of harm be undone by acts of virtue?" The Buddha said, "The stream absorbs all, and while past ripples remain, future ripples of kindness create balance and healing." He recounted the tale of a fisherman who released his catch after realizing the sanctity of life, creating ripples of compassion. The merchant wept as understanding dawned, vowing to abandon greed and dedicate his life to acts of goodness and restitution. The disciples bore witness to these stories, finding comfort in knowing that transformation was always possible, no matter the past's weight. A child listening intently asked, "Master, how can the youngest among us create ripples when we are so small in this world?" The Buddha, smiling, replied, "Even the smallest pebble makes ripples. Remember, greatness is not required to bring meaningful change. It does not force. Yet the trees respond and dance with its nature. Balance emerges not from coercion but from mutual understanding," said the Buddha. The child smiled, empowered by the lesson, and resolved to live with a pure heart and actions that would resonate widely. The stars began to appear in the night sky, their light reflecting in the stream as the teachings concluded for the day. The disciples bowed in reverence, carrying the wisdom of the Buddha's words like vessels filled with purpose and compassionate understanding. Though the day had ended, the ripples of this moment would continue, shaping lives and actions far beyond this serene gathering. The Buddha remained by the stream, his presence a beacon of peace and unending guidance, harmonizing with the currents of time itself. Another day, as twilight painted the sky, the Buddha gathered his disciples for a quiet evening of reflection and teaching. The flickering flame of a single candle illuminated the circle, its light and shadows dancing upon the faces of listeners. "The flame of this candle is our existence," the Buddha began, his voice serene, resonating with the rhythm of truth. A disciple, gazing at the flame, asked, "Master, what does the light signify? And what becomes of it when extinguished?" The Buddha replied, "The light represents our presence. When extinguished, it merges with the infinite, becoming part of something greater." He continued, "Life, like the flame, is transient, but its warmth and light linger in the hearts it has touched." A monk stepped forward, his hands trembling, and said, "Master, I fear the moment when my flame is no more." The Buddha regarded him with compassion, saying, "Fear arises from ignorance. Understanding impermanence allows us to embrace the beauty of transitions." He shared the story of a traveler who lit a lantern to guide others. Though his path eventually vanished in the dark, the traveler found peace knowing his light continued to shine for others. Even after his journey ended, Buddha explained, "It nourishes without breaking the land." Guided by its intent to serve and sustain life, the king observed the spring, its gentle persistence revealing strength through purpose rather than dominance. Enriching the soil surrounding it, the spring shares its flow with all, the Buddha continued, allowing life to flourish, embodying harmony instead of contention. "Master, shall I yield to these governors, trusting them to guide themselves without asserting my authority?" "Balance must guide your actions," replied the Buddha. The disciples meditated on this lesson, vowing to let their own lives ignite light in others through acts of kindness. An elder, reflecting on his years, asked, "Master, how can we find peace as the flame dims, nearing the end of life?" The Buddha spoke gently, "The flame diminishes not in despair but in fulfillment." Having illuminated its path with grace and harmony, he told of a candle in a storm that persisted in lighting a shelter, fulfilling its purpose despite inevitable extinction. Let your flame serve its purpose without resistance, and its fading shall bring serenity instead of sorrow, the Buddha advised. The elder nodded, feeling a new clarity and resolve to live with gratitude and acceptance for his journey's natural conclusion. A child, fascinated by the candle, asked, "Master, when the flame is gone, where does its light go? And is it forever lost?" The Buddha smiled and answered, "The light transforms, joining the cosmos, becoming part of the interconnected existence that binds all beings together." He shared the story of stars, whose light reached Earth long after they extinguished, proving existence transcends the physical form. The flame, though extinguished, leaves its mark in the eternal cycle of life, carrying on through the web of existence, he said. The child's wonder grew, and he resolved to live with curiosity and the intention to nurture the light in others. The Buddha turned to the gathered disciples and said, "Let us honor the flame by embracing impermanence and living with mindful intent." He demonstrated by extinguishing the candle gently, and they observed the smoke curling upward, symbolizing transformation and release into eternity. "Do not fear the extinguishing of your flame," he said, "for its essence ascends and continues in the greater harmony." A merchant, burdened by regret, asked, "Master, can a flame that caused harm find redemption? Or is it forever tainted by its past?" The Buddha replied, "The flame can illuminate a new path. Every moment holds the potential to kindle transformation and healing." He told the story of a warrior who exchanged his sword for a lamp, dedicating his life to guiding the lost. The Buddha gestured for Sutta to sit beside him under the Bodhi tree, its leaves whispering softly in the breeze. Sutta, when the river leaves the mountain, does it sever its connection or carry the mountain's gift forward? The monk looked at the Buddha, perplexed, his mind searching for clarity amidst the deep waters of the Master's words. Night enveloped the gathering, yet their hearts glowed with the illumination of the Buddha's teachings. Carrying the wisdom within them, the disciples sat in silence, their reflections harmonizing with the stars above, feeling the enduring presence of the eternal flame. The Buddha's words lingered in the air, a guiding light for all who sought peace in impermanence and the inevitability of transitions. As the disciples departed, they carried with them the resolve to let their flames burn brightly and compassionately for others. The Buddha remained under the sky, his serenity and wisdom a timeless presence in the stream of existence's endless cycle. Thank you for watching. Buddha's teachings are always with you. Subscribe to our channel and we will see you in the next video.